to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetyworks.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
This program is furnished by amp2tv.square.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Yeah, welcome to the 6th Borough Radio Show, brought to you by Power Up Radio. Joe and Denise here to talk all about Florida's do's and don'ts that take place every day in the streets of New York. So get ready to ride the A train. Next stop, Boca Raton. So what do you say we get the show started?
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 6th Borough Power Up Hour. This is Denise.
Oh, that'll help. Bloopers. Welcome to the 6th Borough. We are live with a microphone in front of me.
Well, people, this is how it goes in the 6th Borough. You just never know what's going to happen. I got scolded already. But be as it may, it is Friday night, and you are listening to the 6th Borough Live.
Friday night.
That's right. Do your thing. Do your thing, Joe.
What?
You are
live.
He practices that almost every other day in my ear.
Oh, it's live. We're live tonight. Short week again. We got a lot going on this week, don't we?
We had a lot going on this week, and we have some really busy weather news.
Yeah.
We are in the cone of concern. So
the what?
In the 6th Borough.
What is the cone of concern?
Well, that is what we say when there is a hurricane brewing and there's this cone-like shape that our meteorologists will put together that gives us an idea in which direction, it's like Russian roulette, which direction the hurricane's going to go.
So you mean a couple of lawn chairs are going to be blown over?
Oh, well, you know how that goes. We don't want to minimize the concern. We want people to be prepared in the 6th Borough.
She looks like a weather girl, right?
I could be.
Freddie?
Hurricane means what? No toilet paper. No bread.
So you think the stores are going to be crazy this weekend? Tomorrow?
They start tomorrow. Already, they call me. They tell me, Freddie, no toilet paper. Costco out.
Well, for those of you that are listening, that is Freddie, our producer, who is really the doom and gloom of our show.
We're going to break up those paper straws.
Do you sell toilet paper?
No.
No. Well, listen, this is, I don't think that we are in toilet paper concern
Mode.
but we have to be prepared. So just keep your eye glued to the TV. We are in the cone of concern. The sixth borough, as you all know, is South Florida. And we always want our listeners and viewers and all of the residents and communities to be safe.
What's this hurricane called? The one we're
I don't think
worried
they
about?
gave it one yet.
No?
It's TD9,
What-
Tropical Depression 9.
What's
That's
the
what it
one
stands
that's
for
hit
right
in
now.
Puerto Rico right now, Freddie?
It was Fiona, and it's up in the Bahamas.
Fiona. Puerto Rico got it pretty good, huh?
I'm gonna tell you, devastating.
Man,
Really?
they just finished rebuilding those poor bastards.
It's funny because they actually the island's getting electricity back, which is better than when Maria hit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
It was gracious. They got pounded, and it was on the west side.
On the west side.
Pounded. And there's earthquakes again.
Wow.
Listen, it's a teeny island, and they're tough. Those are tough people.
Yeah.
I can speak that because I got lineage that goes back there. I do got lineage. That's right. I got roots. I had lineage. I got roots. Yeah. Do you know what lineage means?
What?
Did you know we were getting
I got some text messages today from people saying, "You guys okay? You guys okay?" I said, "I guess so." I didn't hear anything about it. I watch Sports Center in the morning. I don't watch the news.
I love the way he did that segue.
Yeah,
Talking about sports, his favorite thing.
that's right.
because he wants to talk about Judge, but do you know there were 3 other hurricanes behind this one that we have to look at?
This is every year at this time.
But this could kill you.
Oh, geez.
Listen, the weather people in the news, they're gonna just talk about it for 24 hours a day now. We're gonna get something, but we're not gonna get anything bad. What? Well, the last time we got hit in 2017, I think was the bad one. I was out of power 2 weeks without power.
I was out of power 2 days.
We're going to his house. He's got a generator.
I didn't lose power, so no one's invited.
I'll bring the toilet. I'll bring the toilet paper. We'll come and stay here.
Full house generator. I had all the kids, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay.
I assume we will be, but take the air of precaution. We are wanting to ensure that we are public radio and we are concerned for our residents. So go get your toilet paper, get your water, canned goods, and your paper plates,
Your
charcoal for your barbecue,
your Jack
put ice in the
Daniels,
tub, and all the other stuff that
Jack
comes along with it.
Daniels,
And yes, so make sure you are stocked up on your beverages,
cigars,
your recreational
all the stuff we
beverages.
need, right, Freddie?
all the stuff that makes the hurricane.
You're not
a
going
hurricane
to smoke
party.
cigars during a hurricane, are you? You pollute the air.
Never thought of that.
You
Well-
do realize that when you
okay.
smoke that cigar, you're polluting the air. All of us will get sick.
Well, you can go outside and the wind will take it.
Look,
How's
look, at
that?
his, look at his face. He's like, what the hell
The
is he
wind will
talking?
take it, so if you're smoking your cigars.
Since when did you become environmentally friendly?
Not me. Everybody, my son told me, hey, Dad, you're getting hit with a hurricane. He made fun of me for a week. And the dad think that the loop didn't hit him.
Oh,
in
see, that's why you
Tampa.
got to be quiet.
Karma. But anyway, as you all know, we welcome your feedback onto the sixth borough. This borough is everyone's borough, your community. We want to hear from you. Call us 888-565-1470. And we want to hear your thoughts, opinions, and what you think preparation means to you.
If you heard anything
and not
about the
preparation
hurricane.
age. We're talking about preparation for a hurricane.
Isn't Orlando getting it too? I heard they're getting ready for it.
We're all in the consone. I just
cone of
combined two
concern.
words. We're in the cone of concern. That's right. We're in the cone of concern. But with that said, I want everyone to know that you want to do your update on sports.
Well, everybody knows this weekend Aaron Judge is going to make history and be the American League home run champion. I hope it's not. I hope tonight he could tie Maris, right? That's okay because I'm going to be here. I'm going to miss it. But tomorrow I want to see him break it. Watch him hit 2 while I'm working. Then I'm going to leave. What?
You have this kid hits his home run, right? 61. And then he hits 62. And then he hits 63, which is the breaker.
62 is the breaker.
Oh, yeah, 62 is the breaker.
Yeah.
Do you imagine, let's say you go to the game with her.
That's
and you're
me,
sitting
Denise.
with Denise. And you're sitting in the right field bleachers and he hits it there. Number one, do you protect Denise against all of these vultures that are
Hell
going to jump
no.
for that ball? What?
I go for the ball.
Are you're kidding me,
Yeah.
right? I did a poll this morning, and 98% of the people say the ball. And you would let poor Denise get trounced by 100
I would let her
monsters?
get up and go like this, so everybody looks at her, and I'd get the ball.
They're not going to look at her. They're going to jump for this ball's worth $500,000.
They're saying at least, but I would tell them, listen, give me $250,000, season tickets, and you could have your ball. And I
Wow,
want some-
you would ask for money?
Of course I would.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is our report on the sports portion of our show, which Denise Casal has.
That's it?
Really very little input in, other than I'm going to be mauled by people so he can get the ball. There you go. That is the bottom line that we have right now. Well, if anyone would like to protect me in this process, call 888-565-1470
Shiny object
if you
syndrome.
don't mind. I would like to see who would protect a female in this process. But anyway, exciting news. I know that you are a Yankee fan. Secretly-
Baseball fan. This is baseball history.
Okay, baseball fan.
You know?
He doesn't know this, everyone. It's a secret.
You
I'm
know,
a Mets fan.
I'd like to see him break the all-time record, but that's in question too because of with the steroids and stuff. But we don't work.
Well, if anyone has feedback on this entire
Barry
sports
Bonds
segment,
I was
let
a
us
Barry
know.
Bonds fan. He's a lefty batter, which I bat lefty, and he was born in July. He's a Leo, so I like Barry Bonds.
But aren't you a righty?
I throw righty, but I bat lefty.
You're confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a confused thing. You're ambidextrous and a lot of confusion.
Ambi who?
Ambidextrous. that's your
You're
cousin.
she's
Ambidextrous.
You're a Met fan.
I
What?
am a Met fan.
Okay, so now all of a
You're a
sudden,
what fan?
you're my best friend.
I actually went to the 1969. Hold on.
Time out. Met
I went to
fans
the
I
World
work with?
Series. And, yep. I
You went to the World Series?
Yep. When I was
69?
in 69.
What, you were 2?
I was young.
You were 2.
I was my dad.
You
took
and me are almost the same age.
Okay, nobody needs to know that. This is
But
public
I'm
radio.
saying, you would be
I'm
too.
denying
Who they play in
everything.
'69?
Oh boy.
Who they play?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Who did they
I
play?
have no idea.
The Baltimore Orioles.
That's right.
There you go.
Who they play in 72?
You got me.
Oakland A's.
The
I'm just a
Oakland
real
A's.
good cheerleader.
Reggie
That's all I
Jackson.
can say.
And who they play in 86?
Whatever you tell me.
Wait a
Boston
minute.
Red Sox.
Most important, who'd they play in 2000?
The Yankees.
Thank you.
And who
won?
cheated?
And who won?
The
And who
Marlins.
cheated?
The Marlins.
The Yankees cheated. The Yankees cheated, and your baseball player, that maniac threw the bat
That
at
was
Piazza, that wasn't awesome.
That
That
was-
was
that was
that
great
guy should
TV.
have been thrown out of the league for doing that.
Well, with that, folks, this is what we're going to do.
Why
We're
isn't
going to
this-
move on to who is the sponsor of this evening's show.
trying to see if our
You want
buddy's
to
trying
take
to
that
call
with us, Joe? Who
What?
our sponsors are for this
Sponsors
segment?
for the show is RD Promo and Sourcing, your premier promotional item company. They sell anything with your name on it, anything embroidered, and you want something with your name on it? Pen,
You call it, they
name
got
on
it.
shirt, hats, they do it all.
And you like to see they actually sponsored our drop over here in
Yeah.
the background,
Yeah,
our
they
Step
are.
and Repeat, and they created that and gave that to us. So they are capable of doing everything. I've actually visited their premises, and many times where I can see that there are items laid out, everyone, for almost every business you can
Yeah.
imagine. And they just don't keep them in the borders. I was just advised by Dave Morrison that they actually do indeed go and deliver across the borders.
And everything is made in the U.S. of A.
Made in
That's
the
what I was going
USA.
to ask you if it was made here.
That's important. We really appreciate that here at the Sixth Borough. Made in the USA, just like us. We like that. So we like having them as a sponsor. We hope they continue to be with us like that. And go ahead. Everyone, listen, where is it that they can go, Joe, to find if they need to have more information and order?
rdpromo.com.
There you go. And if you forget that, you could always go to our website,
Yes, they're all over that stuff.
TV.
Well, they should go to your website anyway and register.
could-
Why is no one registering? I still haven't gotten anything.
You did. You are registered. If you go to the website, www.powerupradio.tv.com, when you open it up, you should register so you can get our newsletter and also participate in different events
What
that we're having.
newsletter?
There's going to be a newsletter that's going to be coming out.
I'm going to donate money. I bet you after I make the donation, she'll say, listen, I see him.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to donate this weekend.
That's
I'm
Freddie
gonna
saying
donate.
that.
Donations.
I mean, it has a donate button.
It does have a donate button to support us to keep the lights
Yeah.
on.
The Joe
and keep
Rubo
the
Fund?
show. Yes, the Joe Rubo Fund. It is the Power Up Radio TV Fund that helps us keep the show moving along.
Excellent.
And all your support is truly, truly appreciated. So, yes, you go to the website. You can donate if you want. If you want to become a sponsor on their show, we commit to making sure that you are announced as many times as we hear us saying it right now. So, with that, everyone, donate. That's the big word for tonight.
Donate.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. So tell us this evening about who our guest
Well,
is.
I'm waiting for him to call, so we'll
okay.
see. Once he's on hold, we'll start talking
Very
about him.
exciting.
In case he doesn't show up.
I'm
But,
very excited that you
let's
have
talk.
this guy coming.
You are, huh? You remember? You're an old guy. You
I
remember that
watched
show?
it. I watched it. You didn't watch it?
I used to watch Good Times. Yeah.
So I'm an old guy, makes you a
So
young
he let
guy.
the cat out of the bag, everyone.
We're trying to get JJ on too.
Well,
Wow.
you know what's happening?
That would
For
be
those that
great.
are listening, the 6 Borough Hour, Joe, more specifically, and I have been working hard to create the coming back of a lot of celebrities that were in movies and films or sitcoms that you all grew up with, where we
Right.
sat on the couch and we actually told our younger sibling to go and change the channel or stand there and hold an ear up so that we can get clear reception, and the shows that we watch. We've had, so far on the show, we've had casted members from Chips. We're going to have tonight someone from Good Times, Mama's
Family.
Family
Ties.
Family Ties. I'm hoping all of you are hearing this. If you have not caught any of this, this is what's unfolding, and we have a lot more.
Yeah.
I actually have lined up for those that have watched
Well,
Karate
once-
Kid. I
Yes.
have Cobra Kai coming as well. I have
Really?
Yes, I do.
Which one? The guy that played the
Well, if I say should I say it now or should I wait?
I want to know.
Well, you want to
Cobra
know?
Kai.
Oh, if anyone calls in, I will let everyone know who that person's
Somebody
going to
call
be.
in, damn it.
Okay, you heard it from Freddie himself, the producer. That's 888-565-1470 to hear who that person is from Cobra
Who
Kai. Who that be?
Well,
Coming
can you
on.
believe Halloween's coming up too now?
Yes, Halloween.
This month. This month flew, man.
I had a gift for you guys today. I was
You
going to
did?
bring something in as a prop.
As a prop.
But I mean, this
Yeah.
month is gone.
Well, this month is not gone yet, but we
Yeah,
have a lot to go.
technically
But
it's
we
not.
have some great events here in South Florida, I should say, the 6 Borough. We're entering what we call the season of events.
The season of
yes.
events.
We are cyclical here in South Florida with the season of
The
events.
cone of concern and the season of events.
Oh,
It's
wow. We
it's
got to go.
cyclical.
It's
Whatever the hell that means.
the season of events, meaning everyone that has something that they want to go ahead and support. It's a nonprofit commitment. One of the biggest festivals that are coming up in events is called the Winterfest here in South Florida, which is the
Yes.
parade of decorated boats along our waterways.
We'll
That's
be
something.
there.
Yep, and that's been going on for the last 52 years. I think that's the day. And we'll be having them on for interviews and talking about what's going on in their world. And we'll hopefully maybe even start to have a air live situation. We'll see what Freddie comes up with, and we can do a live stream from there. We're working on that. But going back to an event, we do have an event that's coming
Yes,
up.
a biggie.
We have a big one coming up.
So let me ask you, we're coming here all dressed up next week?
Well, it's not Halloween next week.
No, I mean dressed up to go to this event.
Yeah, I think
Do
we
do we
are.
have to suit up?
We're going to have to suit up. It's a gala, and it is Blue Unity Night, and we'll be talking more about them. We had mentioned about it last week. They were on the show for the Power Up Hour, which is the second part of this show, and they're coming back again to talk about the event, what they're doing, and the big event on September 30th. It is on our website. You can look up the event itself. It's calendared out there, and tickets, I believe they're $150 per ticket.
Ming.
This is nothing. That amount is for an amazing evening.
It's for a great cause, and
Yes.
it includes food,
Entertainment.
liquor, entertainment too. Huh?
Talk about the entertainment. We're going to have Charlie.
Charlie, right? That's right. Charlie Rodriguez is going to be
Charlie
there.
Rodriguez
He's going to
from-
have the freestyle guys there.
The freestyle guys.
Who's he
bringing-
going to have performing there? I remember he told us.
I don't know if it was Friends Jolie and then also a few other lineup. but
couple
you
of them, yeah.
We'll hear afterwards. But the bottom line is, if you want to support the Blue, this is what they're all about. They actually are now going to be occupying here in South Florida, and they are going to provide services to our first responders, specifically for our officers, in case they are in need of suicide prevention, therapy, helping them deal with some PTSD, a lot of different things, but they are expanding it to all first responders.
Charlie was on last week, right?
That is correct.
God, that seems like so
he's on
long
slow
ago.
recall, everybody. Yes, he was on last week. And that freestyle discussion, that was a great discussion
Oh,
that we
yeah.
had.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that he brought from, what was it, New York to Hialeah, the freestyle movement in 1972. That's a long time ago.
Sure was.
Yep. At the time when there was only beepers, if that, telephone waves,
And then
radio was the biggest
72,
source
there
of
was no
communication.
beepers.
No, there wasn't.
Brick radios, the brick.
The brick radios, that's right. Oh wait, what was the other?
That was in the 80s.
The stereos. What do we call that? The
Boom
The
boxes.
boom boxes.
80s.
There you go. Here we are. We're going back in time, everyone. This is what the Six Barrels are back. We are taking you back in time. So there was the boom box. So
Trying to find out what's going on. Here.
we actually want to. We're having some technical difficulties right now with our dial-in, so we're just going to continue reminiscing and talking about these events, the shows that we've had on. It's important everybody knows that you should tune in. We're on a station. It's called True Oldie Station, and we are actually carrying the theme right into the 6 o'clock hour.
Are we
on
giving away
Friday.
tickets to the show?
We are giving away tickets. And during the 7 o'clock hour, while we have our two representatives from United Blue, Moment of Silence, they're going to be here. They're going to be giving us some ins and outs and understanding some of the goings-ons in the world of the police officers today. And they're going to be giving away 2 sets of tickets. And those tickets are VIP.
So that's 4 tickets.
No, that's 2 tickets, my dear.
You said 2 sets.
I
Where's
meant-
2 sets?
I meant, look at him he's doing math, everyone. I meant to say a set of tickets.
There you go.
A set
2
of
sets
tickets.
is 4 where I come
Yes.
from.
So it's actually a very promising evening. It's the first one in South Florida.
Could also
They
be
normally-
sets of 4.
Yes. This event is typically held in New York, and they decided to do it for the
This
first
is the
time.
first time in South Florida.
The first time in
Yeah.
South Florida at the Signature Grand. That is right.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Yep, there are plenty of you that want to go ahead and continue sponsoring, or you want to buy a table. It's still available. So make sure that you get on board.
How much is a table for this gala?
I believe, don't quote me. I'll let them tell us that later
I think
on.
they said a
But-
nickel.
But it is available online if you want to go to the website, www.powerupradiotv.com, and you can get more information on exactly what's going on.
How long ago was it we went to that event with Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire? That was a great event.
That was 2-3 weeks ago,
Yeah, that was really
September,
good. So-
early September, and that was
September.
that was to support and that
Earth,
was
Wind, and Fire, September.
Yeah, he's on his own TV show tonight, everyone. That was to support the Boca Police Foundation.
Right. Did
Another
a lot of
great
traveling
event.
this week. That's why I'm so tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I actually want to go over a few things with you.
Sure.
The shows that we've had, and with the Sixth Borough, we have a lot of things that are coming up. We want everyone to be aware of that. We are going to be doing some celebrations. We have some discounts that are coming up.
Excuse me, I'm
And
sorry.
yes.
He said he's on.
We got our person. We got Good Times. That's
Ralph
the name.
Carter.
Ralph Carter from Good Times. And let's bring him on board really quick. Once we hear him peek on through, we'll see him show up. And if you want to see us live, everyone, you
Just
can
bring him
go
on
to
when
the-
you get him, Freddie.
We can see him live on the website. You can see us as well. Audio is just as good, but if you want to add the visual, we are ready for both.
Yes, I see him.
All right, here he goes, everyone. Ralph Carter from Good Times.
Hold on.
Michael Evans of Good Times.
I gotta bring him over.
That was the character. He
Oh,
was the youngest character.
This
is
could
that
be
right?
another half hour with Freddie.
Just relax. Will ya?
So it's good to see you, Denise.
Aw, it is good to see you too. We are very busy during the week, and when we
Yes.
do get to sit down and see each
We
other,
keep
do
missing
enjoy
each
our
other's
time.
phone calls.
Okay, we can go into details about that, about the phone calls. But
Got a
But-
better chance of yelling out the window, "Yo, Denise!
Yo,
answer the
Adrian.
phone."
the good old days, yo, Adrian.
Denise is very busy.
Very busy.
I am busy. I'm trying to keep things together. Typical woman doing multitasking of things. You got to be your head's on a swivel, and you try to protect your space, which these days it's kind of tough to do. I had a rough past weekend myself personally, and you know what, everyone, it is really tough. This time of year that's coming up is very intense because a lot of people get very, very stressed out because of the holidays. This is the season. This is where we're starting. Right after Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, and then you got what? Christmas. Then you got New Year's. And the cycle starts all over again.
Here we go.
And there he is,
There he is.
everyone. All right. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey, Ralph, how are you?
I'm
Good
gonna do
to
like
see-
you just did, Joe. Hello, Denise. Hello, Joe.
Turn
I wonder
that up
how
a
long
little.
this is gonna last. Gonna be another half hour?
Good.
Good
Great
to
to
see you
great
both.
to see you, sir.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah. A big fan of the show. Used to watch it all the time. Still watch the reruns.
I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
to all your listeners and to those who are watching, thank you so much for watching us on Good Times. We
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That is so sweet. Thank you for saying that. That really means, to me personally, it means a lot. And to hear the actual character on the show say that, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Well,
Thank you for
actually,
taking the
you know,
time.
Denise, you gotta treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and I've been very blessed to meet so many nice people in my life.
We want to hear all about that. I really want to hear
Well,
all about that.
it's very difficult to deflect wonderful positive energy. And what happens in my life, I meet a lot of positive people. And to all of those people who have watched our show throughout the decade, we thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
great.
Iconic show.
Yes.
Iconic.
Yeah, yeah. And an
Iconic.
iconic cast. I had so
Yes.
much fun working with my wonderful cast members.
Well, we want to, first of
It
all,
was a phenomenal time.
Yes.
can you tell us where you're from originally? Let's let the viewers and listeners know a little bit about
Sure.
you.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I
Yes.
was born in what we call Kings County.
All
I'm
right.
from a place called Brownsville in Brooklyn. And I grew up there and basically lived all throughout Brooklyn throughout my entire life. I still live in New York. I only worked in California when I was paid. And I was in the company of wonderful men and women on the cast of Good Times.
Right.
From John Amos to Miss Esther Roll, of course, Jenny Dubois, Johnny Brown, Ben Powers, the phenomenal Janet Jackson, my beloved Bernadette Stanis,
What
and
a
my
cast.
hero, Steve Walker.
What a cast.
Unbelievable.
What a cast.
Unbelievable. I never in my lifetime would have thought from the times of when I used to sit on my couch to watch the show that here I am today with Joe getting the blessing and the pleasure to meet all these people we watched when we were growing up. I'm just, every time I get to see someone like yourself, I am so thankful, and thank you for giving me a lot of laughs. A lot of
I'm
laughs.
very grateful that we brought laughter to you because laughter actually changes the endorphins in your body.
Yes, it
And it
does.
brings happy cells. It makes the cells happy.
Yes.
So when they say laughter is good for the soul, that is the truth. We
That
worked with some
definitely.
phenomenal writers on our show, and they gave us great material to work with.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
When at what point? Take us back. So you're from Brooklyn. You live in Brooklyn, and you were in California while you were filming. How did you get yourself to, go and interview or audition for the role?
I was actually the third actor hired for Good Times.
Okay.
Before I did Good Times, I had been a veteran of 6 major Broadway productions in New York City. And I began with a play called The Me Nobody Knows. I then went into a play called Tough to Get Help. Then went into a play called Dude, which is written by Jerome Ragney and Gord McDermott. They are the men who are responsible for the historical motion picture and play called Hair.
Oh,
So those are the
okay.
guys that I worked with then. And then I went with a play called Via Galactica, another wonderful play called the Karl Marx play. And the pinnacle of my Broadway youth career was in Lorraine Hansberry's adaptation from A Raisin in the Sun. We did the musical called Raisin,
Raisin,
which
yeah.
was a
Raisin.
phenomenal hit on Broadway.
And you
As
were
a matter of fact,
you
we
were
watched the
nominated for a
credits all
Tony
the
for that.
time. Yes, I was nominated for the Tony Award. I received the Theater World Award, also the Drama Desk Award. By
Yeah.
the time I got on Good Times, I was very fortunate enough in my group category to achieve all the major American awards you can get in theater.
How old were you when you got
Seasoned actor by that time.
Yes. How
Yeah.
old were you? How old were you when you
At
started?
that time, when I started my showbiz career at 8.5 years old.
Wow.
And into my 12th year, I began to meet men like Norman Lear, who flew from California to see me in Raisin while we were doing previews in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
at the arena stage. And Norman took the time to fly myself, my mother, and at the time, my manager, Miss Selma Rubin, to California to meet a wonderful, wonderful casting woman named Miss Jane Murray. Jane is responsible for hiring many of the actors that you saw in the Bud York and Norman Lear tandem production. And it is through the genius of Norman Lear that, what a phenomenal man. He was a great arbitrator.
Norman
Now,
Lear's,
with
yeah.
this man who has multiple shows running at the same time,
Right. Right.
Iconic.
Iconic.
His parallel now is Chuck Lorre. So you know how those guys are dynamic in
Yeah.
what they're doing right now.
Yep.
Along with a phenomenal Tyler Perry, men of that caliber.
Right. Right.
I'm in awe of them still.
Wow. You've been so blessed with such a great career. And I'm very curious. So when you finally met, when you auditioned, had you already met the cast members, or at what point did you meet all together?
Denise, I'm very glad you asked that question because in my second Broadway play, I worked with John Amos in a play called Tough to Get Help. It was directed by Carl Reiner. And as a matter of fact, Lillian Heyman, Chip Fields, who is the daughter of Kim Fields, who is the mother of her daughter Kim Fields. I knew Kim when she was 2 years old. So that my legacy with John Amos began when I worked with him in Tough to Get Help. From that time, I also knew Miss Esther Rowe in my Broadway years because she's one of the founders of the Negro Ensemble Company. And throughout my years on Good Time, and before I was on the show, I had already known Esther Rowe and John Amos prior. I'm actually the third actor who was hired for Good Time. Norman Lear bought my contract from Raisin by way of Robert Nimrod, who was Lorraine Hansford's husband. So I
Wow.
literally had the job before I had the job.
Well, when did you first, and at what point did you meet everybody on set?
Oh my God, that was a glorious day.
I
First
could
of all,
imagine.
my personal family is the center of my life. My biological family has always been a wonderful lifeline for me and a means of love and honor and respect. However, walking on the set when we first started Good Times in February of 1974,
Wow.
I felt at home. I felt very comfortable with
And
the
you were
people
how
that
old? How old were you?
At
12?
that time, Denise, I was 12 years old at that time.
All of 12. All of
Yes.
12 with all that experience already behind you. That's amazing. Well, I do have a question.
It was part of my destiny.
Yes, it
Yes,
was.
it was.
Now, well, as a child actor,
Yes.
schooling, I always ask this question: how was that incorporated onto the set, or how was that managed?
Well, actually, artists like myself, I grew up with Lawrence Fishburne. We've known each other since 9 years old, along with Haywood Nelson, who was on the television series What's Happening. But Lawrence and I literally
Haywood
grew
Nelson,
up together. Haywood and I grew up together. Our mothers got along, and that's very important. So our mothers got along, and therefore we got along and grew up into brotherhood throughout our lives. But working on the set of Good Times was also a training ground for me because I worked with some of the most brilliant actors who
Yeah.
then became household names within themselves.
I'm enamored by that cast that you have, and working with John Amos. I mean, that's just amazing. But we do have a question for you from the galley.
I got a question, Ralph.
Sure.
The show Good Times changed the history of television. You were in an era where there were black actors that were complaining about, but the way you did it, about how it wasn't fair on the air. I mean, I watched Chico
Yes.
and the Man, I watched Good Times, and I could see, and I was young, but I could see how you guys actually changed the history
Broke through, yeah.
of television.
I think I would like to make 2 points on that wonderful response. And my point is that had there not been an Amos and Andy, you would have never had a Good Times. They were our predecessors. And the men and women who were in Amos and Andy had illustrious careers in vaudeville and what we call the Chitlin circuit. So that those are the people who came before us. However, my point is that had it been not for Eric Monty, who created Good Times, along with Michael Evans, they collaborated because we were both young writers working with the brilliant people. And they made the decision to give us a complete African American family unit, which was very rare in American television at that time. So
Very rare.
fortunately, we were able to come into the homes of multiple ethnic groups. We meet people and respond to love from all walks of life. And I respond to love.
What I really liked about the show, what it also showed what an average family for the most part goes through with struggles. That it's not easy. You have, 2 parents working, and it was a dynamic that was very real in my mind. it actually, for those that weren't aware that there are those kind of struggles out there, it was shown on the show. I mean, it was real. It was very, very real. And I think
You know, Joe and Denise, what happened was, I think because of what you just said is very important, because I think it was the authenticity
yes,
that we achieved that made the show as profound as it was at that time. We were authentically going through what many Americans were going through in the 1970s. We
That's
had
right.
the recession back then.
Yeah.
We had the oil breakdown. You know, we had multiple presidents, and I'm old enough to say I've been through quite a few.
Same here, yeah.
you're in good
I
company.
was on President Ford, President Nixon,
Yeah.
the whole gauntlet of
They were
those
they were
wonderful-
going in and out for a while there.
They was up in there, Joe. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Joe.
You know what? This show, The Sixth Borough, is something that we try to bring us back in time, and we want
Yeah.
our audience and listeners. We want to invite them back there with you and us. But it is true. Back then, we had a telephone. This is what we represent. This was our telephone. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have beepers. None of that.
Right.
And what was the color of your phone in the living room of the set where you were? Do you remember? Ooh, I remember.
I believe it was black.
It was black. That is
Yeah.
right. It was black.
Yeah.
She does her homework.
Yes, and you know, but the dynamic of having to really cope with family, it was more needing to connect with each other because you didn't have such an interruption of the digital world that we're in today. And
Well,
it just,
you
it
know,
made-
I think, Denise, if I may say, the advantage that Janet Jackson and I did have was that we were able to monitor the genius of the actors and actresses who came on our show. We had a lot of guest artists who were phenomenal in their own right. And what we did do as children was to study their techniques and see how they developed characters that they were on our show weekly. Because Janet Jackson was cute when we got her on Good Time. But when we were finished with her, she was an actress.
yeah,
And
right.
she's now a phenomenal artist.
But
She
the,
is.
the,
And
the
by
time
the way, the Jackson Five and the
That's
Jackson
right.
family, I met them through Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett, yeah.
Love her.
Wow.
we had Alan Kaiser from Mama's Family, who Vicki Lawrence is Carol
really?
Burnett's sister.
Yes.
On
Yes.
The-
And, I mean, and to be on the set with them along
Yeah.
with Sonny and Cher, it was
Oh, wow.
delightful. They were so nice, man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the cast of Maud, All in the Family, the Jeffersons.
that was the network. That was the network back then.
Yeah, we
CBS.
were. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Chuck Lorre is the modern Norman Lear of
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Right. He's still,
doing
making
it, yeah.
Brilliant, man.
Well, you know, with the show, it's like you grew up. You know, like I grew up watching it, so I watched every season, and I felt like I was part of the family watching it,
Yes.
growing up in it. You know, that's what was great
But
about
you
those
were,
shows.
Joe. You
Yeah.
were.
Yes, sir. That's what's great about those shows back then. You could actually be part of them. You know, you
Joe,
felt
did
like
you
you're part.
live in the project?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
That's what I can relate because what
Yes.
they talked about living in the projects.
That's right. The projects was where the actual life, or I should say, the center of the set was.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Well,
project
in the
side.
city of Chicago, you are absolutely correct, Denise, because Eric Monti was associated with the project structure we dealt with. Was called the Cabrini Green Project.
Right.
And every year in Chicago, they have a parade called the Bud Milliken Day Parade. However, through the genius of Esther Rose, she decided that we, as a community of actors, should go to that community and say hello to those people. So we literally would go to visit that complex where those wonderful, wonderful people live. They welcomed us. They fed us some soul food, and we had a ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good time.
You know, and,
Yeah.
Had good times.
it's good times. And
I
I,
like your pun, Joe.
I will have to say one of the more memorable shows for me was when Flora was no longer part of the cast.
Yes.
And
It was a heartbreaker. Yes.
it was a heartbreaker. That I mean, I remember that, and we're now at this
Oh
point.
yeah. Just my heart just hurt thinking about that. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really tough show. And for those that are listening and not being able to see this right now, we're actually seeing Flora, and of course, you know, we have
Ralph and
Ralph in
that's
the
young
picture
Michael.
with a beautiful. That must have been a very genuine moment because it looks so. So genuine in here. Her
I
hugging
think
you.
again because Esther Rowe was such an authentic and tender actress in her own right. So the harmony that you see there is genuine. I
Yes.
loved her, she loved me.
Oh,
That's
it
simply all
shows.
there is to it.
That's a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
that's an adoring
I
picture.
became her son on a weekly basis.
That's true.
Well, they say it's very
Yeah.
common when a show
Yeah.
like that and a cast, you do become like almost near real family. You spend a lot of
Yeah,
time
you
together.
spend a lot of time working on sets.
Yeah.
I think, Denise, Joe, the greatest gift is that the cast members that I still work with, Mr. Jimmy Walker, who I still think is phenomenal. I never saw Jimmy Walker without reading material.
He's always
Wow.
reading.
He's an actor who always knew his lines.
Right.
Well, he had quite a
You hear
few
me?
very similar lines on the show, and it was repeated a number of times.
Famous. Remember the
Famous
shirt?
dynamite.
Dynamite, it became a classic.
That
But
did.
also, Bernadette is a woman of great artistic value, into the degree that she not only has exterior beauty, but she has internal beauty as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which really, the fact that and I'll tell you, listening audience and the viewing audience, we never stop being friends, just like we never stopped loving one another.
That is great. That was a question of mine. Are you still in touch with everyone? For the most part, is that true? I mean, are you in touch with everyone still to this day? Well, those of us that are here
presently
available.
talking to you, I'm in Greenville, Tennessee, and Bernadette Stannis, myself, and Jimmy Walker, we are at a wonderful convention that is hosting us. We sit and we sign and we greet wonderful people. I met an enormous amount of people today.
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
like and it's
And
like you guys. It's like you never left each other. That's how it feels when you.
No,
Do we
and
have
it's-
a picture of the older picture of them?
Believe me, Joe, it's been consistent for decades.
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
I'm talking decades, man.
So let's fast forward a little bit about you and
Sure.
so here you are. The season did you left the show, or did everyone leave the show at the same time in the last season, or did you depart before that?
No, our last taping for Good Time was on March the 8th, which was a
79.
Friday, 1979.
Right.
Wow.
I had to go back to school. Janet and I had to go back to school the next day. Remember, we're still minors at this time.
Right.
So we had an allegiance to the Jackie Coogan laws, which protected children in show business. Not just
Okay.
myself, any young child actor. We
Right.
were not being exploited anymore as young actors who preceded us were.
So the show was on air for how long?
72 to 70,
We
74
worked
to
from
79.
74 to 79.
5 years.
It's got a good run. And
No,
how many-
actually, in television time, it was 6 seasons, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, in 6 seasons. Okay.
And-
We did seasonal.
And it's still on everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, they keep a brother paid. I love residuals.
Yeah. I hear that. So I want to talk to you a little bit about
My rent is
I want-
due. It must be paid also.
that's love those checks. I want to talk to you about the music career.
Sure.
You're-
I don't throw my talents away. I thank the Creator up above for all the talents I have been given. My new albums will be forthcoming.
Really?
I'm also a writer and an author of over 20 children's books.
So I saw that the song came out in 1975. You recorded an album,
Oh, that's Young and in Love.
right? And the big hit was Extra
That's the
Extra.
Young and in Love.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
big
we
hit.
had 2 monster hits. We had Young and in Love and Extra Extra.
Both top 20 hits, right?
Yeah, we were in the disco era. Yes.
I remember the
Yes.
songs very well.
I was singing it before you came on.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you. That song was written by Young and in Love was written by Van McCoy, and Extra
The Hustle.
Extra became an international hit in most Spanish-speaking countries.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is most
Yeah.
iconic. Extra, extra. I remember. What a great song! It had such a great beat to it. It's something you don't forget. You know.
I mean,
Yeah,
very
that
strong.
was produced by 2 wonderful writers, Norman Bergen and Reed Whitelaw. Produced that album for me.
Wow. Very strong career you have, and still going.
Yeah.
When's the
Actually,
album
a very
coming
blessed
out?
Career.
When's the
I'm
album's
so
coming out?
grateful that I've worked with so many people.
Yeah.
All right, I went to a wonderful place where actors go on a biannual process. It's called the National Black Theater Festival. is held in Winston-Salem, South Carolina. However, before the millennium came in, I had a sit-down conversation with writer August Wilson. And August Wilson, in my discussion with him, I told him I wanted to write my autobiography. So therefore, he instructed me to write my autobiography in decade components. So therefore, I'm 60 years old. The first 5 volumes of my autobiography are completed.
Wow. And when are we expecting to see that release happen?
In the spring of 2023. But
Looking
I'll do
forward
one
to it.
volume at a time.
One volume at a time. Well, we'll make sure we put you on our website along and attached with this interview so they can go ahead and order it when it's time. We'll be happy to do that for you.
I put them in component parts because sometimes people don't like to read big, thick old books.
Smart.
And
True.
you know, I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, but you can at least carry this one around with you,
Right.
in your bag or wherever you may want to hold the book.
Well, in today's day and age, people's attention span goes.
Especially mine.
Yeah, the attention spans are very short, so you did a good thing.
I also must say I taught early child development for 5 years.
Really?
And as a consequence of that, I had the honor of not only working with wonderful children. What I learned about children when I first started was to never get involved in their morning disputes. Because by the end of the day, they were friends again.
Oh,
It's true.
So you actually were in a classroom for 5 years?
Yeah, no, I worked at a child development center, not in the classroom. We
Okay.
had multiple rooms that had different activities in each room. However, what I learned from children was that they don't hold grudges like adults do.
Yeah, they forget.
Yeah, that's the way
No,
it should
sometimes
be.
an adult may not talk to another person.
Exactly,
Say,
they hold-
"Why haven't you
adults
talked
hold
to me
grudges."
in 20 years.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah.
like, well, you bumped into me 20 years ago and you didn't say excuse
You
me.
didn't say excuse
I'd be like,
me.
are you really still back there?
Yeah. No, kids, they'll have a fight and then they'll be friends again. My kids, for
Yeah,
instance.
and I would hope that adults could learn from their example.
Can learn from the
Because
kids.
they inspired me to write over 20 children's books.
We're going to go to a quick commercial. Please stand by. I have
So
a
we can open
question
up.
for you. We'll be right back.
Fair enough.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
RD Promo is the premier source of unique and captivating promotional products. Whether you need gifts for trade shows, corporate giveaways, holidays, or something in between, RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetywercs.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes do not exceed a value of $325. The prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
Yep. And welcome back to the Sixth Borough, everyone. We have had the pleasure of having Ralph Carter on with us from
Good Times.
Good Times. I enjoyed you so much.
Anytime you need a payment, anytime
right.
you need a friend.
Exactly.
And we also send a shout out. We send a shout out to Marilyn Bergman, who wrote that song. She passed away this year.
Oh,
so
sad to hear.
Shout out.
Yeah.
She made a mark,
Yes.
though, on this world with her music. Absolutely.
I think so, too. Yeah.
We
Great
have one
songwriter.
more. We do have one question for you, and then we're going to have to come to a close, but we want you back for sure when you have more time. And the question is, given where you came from and watching TV yourself and being in a show, what do you think about today's TV for kids and families like us that watch shows like yours? What do you think is your comparison and your thoughts on that?
Well, more than anything, I'm very proud of whoever's working now. I'm proud of working actors.
Yes.
Each show, I can't believe some of the madness I see, but different writers do different things. But my point is, for my listening audience, I would say, I hope you enjoy my new television series, which is entitled Grandma's Hands. It's
Grandma's
the story
Hands.
of 5 generations, Grandma's Hands. It's the story of 5 generations of African American women. And we tell their stories. It's actually a dramedy. So we get the best of their traumas that they've been through, as well as their triumphs. And I would like to make sure that the audience understands, act as if no one's coming to your rescue. If you do that, then you won't be angry with people. You must depend on yourself. To the young people listening to me, never give up.
Never.
Never curse the day, because you don't know how it's going to end.
Right.
True.
So, it could start out stormy, but by the end of the day, the sun shines again.
Sun will
and
be
you made it
shining.
through all that. And children, believe me, don't ever give up on yourself, no matter what happens.
We have a question from one of our listeners. It says, "Hi Ralph, who was your favorite guest celebrity on Good Times?"
Oh my goodness, that's
from Anthony Dominicus.
I would actually say a man named Edmund Cambridge.
Edmund Cambridge.
He had an art studio that Jimmy Walker's character was playing. Was doing work in. However, there was a conflict between this character, Mr. Edmund Cambridge played, and John Amos. He had absconded money, so John Amos's character thought. And Edmund Cambridge was one of the finer guys who was a founder of the Negro Ensemble Company out of New York City, along with Esther Rowe and a multiple group of people who started it, including Robert Hooks and illustrious number of royalty that we call them in African American people. But Edmund Cambridge,
celebrity guest on that show. They did.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. We had the wonderful Debbie Allen came through our show.
Oh wow, that's right.
Yeah.
She was phenomenal. Absolutely I mean, look what life in the United States have done for her. She's won some of the highest accolades that she deserves.
Yeah.
Well,
we have people commenting.
Hi,
They're
Debbie.
loving
I do
you.
know when.
Yep. We have all kinds of comments going up on our page. Everybody's loving you, Ralph.
you
And
are.
keep in mind, to this day, Lawrence Fishman and I are still friends.
That is amazing.
Another great actor.
You are absolutely a
I'm
gem.
exactly 2 months older than him.
Well, we are so happy to have had you on the show,
Give me some
and
sound.
we're having a little bit of audio issues here. Are you okay? Good. Oh, it's on the other
Yeah,
side.
I am.
There
Oh,
we
there
go.
you
Now
are.
we
Okay.
got you, yeah.
Good. Great. It's just technology these days. But you're an absolute gem. We were just saying what a wonderful guest you have been. You brought us back in time. You gave us some great nuggets of
knowledge.
inspiration, knowledge, names that are just iconic. Wow. That's all I could say is wow, and thank you for coming on our show. We really appreciate
Many blessings. Thank you.
To all the guests that you've had before me and those who will come after me, I wish them well also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
My
so
pleasure.
much. And we always
You
say,
only
if you're
live
ever in
once.
Florida, you got to come visit us.
Yeah, if you ever come to Florida, you got to
enough.
come visit.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
All right. I wish you love.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
same
so
to
much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. You have a great evening.
What a great guest.
What an amazing guest. I loved having him. He's so super. I have to say, all the names that he dropped are just.
But the more
you can't say anything
the
about
more
it.
you're talking about the show, I remember that all the guest celebrities they had,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to thank all you guys for commenting. Kenny, Joe DeLucia, Anthony Dominicus, thank you, man.
and so many more that we can't mention.
but
It
you
just
guys,
goes on
you
and on.
guys are the loyal guys, so we have to shout it out to you.
Well, again, this is what we're about here in the Sixth
Yeah.
Borough. I hope everyone enjoyed going back in time and hearing these names, where you were sitting when you were watching shows like this. I remember making my brother go ahead and change the channel for me, or shotgun was the word of the night.
Do you remember the lineup on CBS, Freddie?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to
Man,
remember.
They had
I just watch
Archie Bunker.
everyone. I'm gonna tell you something.
Good Times.
Wasn't she Wheezy? No, was she Wheezy?
Wheezy
on
was in Good Times.
Good Times.
I mean, Wheezy was in the Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
I'm gonna
The
tell you,
Jeffersons,
I had
yeah.
a crush on that lady.
Did John Stamos die? He did,
I
didn't
think
he?
he did.
I don't know.
He did. I think he did.
Look it up.
We have
You
to
know when
look
he
it up.
started? Quick trivia question. McDonald's commercial.
You kidding me?
McDonald's is clean, and those guys were dancing.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, he was in
Goodness,
that
I
commercial.
don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, he's a lot older than you.
Yeah.
Who, me? John Stamos is.
Yeah, he
But
did some
great
great
actor,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, he did some very iconic
Great interview.
historical movies he's performed. He's done great work, but he is really, that show had some really great push through situations that families faced in real life.
You looked forward to watching that show
We
every
gotta
week.
flip it.
All right.
All right.
Well, we're going to
done
close
with the
out the
first
Sixth
hour
Borough.
already?
Done with the first hour. Stay tuned for the second half of our
Nah,
show,
don't.
the Power Up Hour. And you got to tune in. We're going to be talking with the Blue, and stay tuned, everyone.
Hey, thanks for riding the Sixth Borough Radio Show. We hope that you will stay with us for part 2 of the show on Power Up Radio. Let's get your weekend started with a little bit of laughs and plenty of sauce.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The best oldies right now. The new True Oldies channel, 95.3 and 96.9. South Florida's Good Time Oldies is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
RD Promo is the premier source of unique and captivating promotional products. Whether you need gifts for trade shows, corporate giveaways, holidays, or something in between, RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetywercs.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
This program is furnished by AMP2TV.Square.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Let's get your weekend started on Fridays with your one and only new host, Denise. Bringing you amped, raw, and fun energy to entertain as you end your week to welcome your weekend. Denise will bring new friends, celebrities, entrepreneurs, topic experts, musicians, foodies, local events, news, and much more to educate, celebrate, motivate, relax, and relate. As she says, let's make your mess your message. So let's get this party started. Here's Denise.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes do not exceed a value of $325. The prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of our show, the Power Up Hour. We just now had during the Sixth Borough one of the greatest. I really, really enjoyed that interview with our guest that was on there,
Ralph Carter.
Ralph Carter, and he was just amazing from good times. I'm sorry, I'm an overload of information, but I was just reflecting on a few things, and It's been a long week for all of us. And this is the time, the hour, that we try to bring a little bit of some enlightenment and some high levity, and we have a show lined up that's actually going to be taking off from how we ended the show last week. We have a great event that's going to be coming up that we're going to be attending. You want to talk a little bit about our event here?
The blue event.
Yes.
The blue thing.
Yes, it's the blue. Oh, good
It's
grief.
the blue thing.
The blue thing. Yeah, this is the Power Up Hour, and we're exhausted. So if you're exhausted, be exhausted with us. But we are going to get.
We're
through
waiting
this.
for our guests, but we're supposed to do something. We had something planned before they got here. You told me.
We do have a game, as always.
So surprise me.
We do have a game. No, it's not bingo, but we are certainly, one of what I love about the show here is that we have the ability to do what we want with respect to have fun while educating, laughing, and celebrating, and, motivating and giving some inspiration. So what did Denise do? Well,
What did Denise do?
Denise went ahead, and while we're going to be doing this, we're going to play a little bit of Generation Bingo.
Uh-oh.
Well, we started that
We
last
never
week.
played it last
We
week.
didn't play it because we had such a great discussion from last week. And the Generation Bingo is really very interesting in the long run.
Goes back to the charts again.
It goes, no, we're not doing charts. This is going to be a verbal bingo game. But we do have to talk about a couple of things before we get into
Go
this.
ahead.
First, we must always say thank you to our sponsors for being able to have us put on a show for them, and we want to thank them very much. And we are going to want to thank RD Promo and Sourcing. They are the ultimate resource for providing all of your material, all of your branding on anything possible that you can pick up, throw, post, or do whatever you want. Where you name it, they
For
can
instance,
put.
the backdrop.
That is right. The backdrop is courtesy of
This
them,
little
and
sticker here.
that's right, a little sticker. Actually, everything that you can imagine
The
that can put
pen.
your logo. I love the pen concept.
Tattoo. No, just kidding.
Oh. But R&D Promo and Sourcing, they actually are right here. They're local. Everything is made in the U.S.
Yes.
And we like that very much here on our show. The ability to go to their premises, they have a huge warehouse, and they're always pushing and moving a lot of stuff. So if you want to know more about them,
If you go to the website and just go to the search bar and put any item in, it'll pop up.
any item,
Anything.
yes,
Like put any put an
within
item in.
reason.
Yes,
Really
and
anything, any kind of.
any kind of promotional item.
Really?
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Telephone. You can get a telephone with your name on. Anything with your name on
You
it.
can
We
get a
make-
telephone with your name on it.
Sure, you can. Get a hat.
Like a
with your
cell
name on
phone or a cell phone cover.
it. Cell phone cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mind went away.
Keychains, lights, Christmas lights that hang on you with the name of the business. Anything you want. They
And
do.
we are in season. A lot of
We
events
are.
coming up here.
Halloween
So,
stuff is coming up now. That's going out the door like crazy now.
yep. For those of you that want to sponsor giving things, what we call handouts, tchotchkes, as we call them sometimes.
Chacha who?
Tchotchkes.
Talk about the website a little more.
Yes. Well, you can actually go and see RD Promo and Sourcing right through our website. And the website is www.powerupradiotv.com. And you can actually go on there, and if you look closely, you can actually see, and that's not closely, you see us live as we speak. So if you want to not just experience hearing us, you can also hear us and see us on the website.
Right on the website. Freddie, let me ask you, those comments that we got, did they come from the website or the Facebook page?
From the Facebook page.
Oh, so we're getting both sides then. Okay,
Yes.
that's good.
Yes. You can see us live as well on Facebook, and you will be able to eventually now, soon after I work things out with Freddie, on seeing us on YouTube and a number of other avenues that we're working on to expand. The great thing about Power Up Radio is that one thing you all need to know, we are entering into our 1-year anniversary. And we have had the most amazing stories on the show. I'm sharing that now because it is very true in reflection. We've had stories that have been so touching and inspiration. We've had people that have shared about their most darkest times and how they've actually come to the brightest of their moments. And it's been very inspirational, and I want to continue that. We can only do that if you're interested in supporting us and becoming a sponsor. To keep the lights on, you can go right to our website, leave us a note. You can go in there and directly speak to me, and we'll get our team right back with you to go ahead and see how it is that we can help brand you, and we can help you brand us.
Hit the donate button.
And you can also hit the donate button. Yeah, he likes that donate button.
What about the donut button?
There's no donuts.
Oh.
No donuts on this one. It's a donate button. And it goes towards The more that we are able to produce as far as our guests and the stories, it's for you to hear and be inspired and stay tuned in with us. So you just never know. It's a lot of things happening, but the Power Up Hour is entering into its 1 year, and all because Freddie took a chance with me. Freddie said, come sit down. I don't think anyone really knows this story. He said to me one day, why don't you just come on in and let's talk for about 20, 30 minutes. It was like a Seinfeld act, I'm not going to lie. And it was a conversation that I don't even really know what we talked about, but it was really about nothing in my mind's eye. But he said, you need your own show. And before you know it, here we are a year later. Do I get any applause, anyone? Hello, hello, applause. Oh, I'll applause myself. I think that's pretty much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Joe is being in his lone little space. But the Power Up Hour, people, stay tuned. We have this upcoming discussion on what's going to be happening. We're going to pick up on what our police officers experience. We're going to be sitting and talking to Marco Catania, who's coming and is also the one that is going to be the director of Moment of Silence, which is a new service here in South Florida. And their kickoff event to recognize them and put the stake in the ground, if you will be September 30th. You can find out more information about that on our website. And again, www.powerupradio.tv. I'm sorry, powerupradiotv.com. So we want to hear more about that, what's going on. By the way, as you all want to know, we are very always concerned about our members. In their communities, we do have a very bad storm that's coming. We are in the cone of concern, and one of the things, of course, for the Power Up Hour, we want to make sure that you are kept safe. Take all the things and action that you need to make sure that you and your families are kept safe.
Cone of concern.
The cone of concern. That's right.
Listen, by the way, Denise, what I saw is exactly what you guys have been doing. And you brought Joe along, which is adding more gravy and soup to the meal, which is really great. And if anybody out there wants to do this, Power Up is more than willing to put you on the air and support you. If not on a Friday night, on any other night, they'll produce the show. Anybody that has a dream, come and live it.
Freddie, you're going to bring tears to my eyes. That's exactly what that is really said so well, and I so appreciate that. That's one of the things about what we wanted for Power Up Radio. I want to be able to support you and your dreams, and you want to have your own show, let me know. Let me know if you can do that. And I'll be very excited to see how it is I can help you create your own show. And you never know, you could be sitting here a year later and the show itself has just taken off and done great. I have to thank Joe for also being part of the journey with me.
Thank you for having me.
It
all started with a story.
And that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
It's about telling stories on the Power Up Hour, telling stories, your story of your highs, your lows, and how you came back, and now you're reinventing, and now you're on a radio show with me, and you're building another empire. What's that?
What does this world come to?
What does this world come? It's all good stuff. It's all good.
No,
but we do have our guests. Go ahead.
Yes. No, I mean, it started with a story, and now we're back. Things are happening.
Things are happening.
Yeah.
Yes. We want to make a lot of greatness come out of it. And one of the things that we do, which is a segue into why we have with us Marco Catania, who is director for Moment of Silence. And this is who we have with us again.
This is the event we've been talking about.
We've been talking about this for the last, I don't know, hour.
Yeah.
45 minutes, an hour.
Thank you for having me again, and look forward to the show today.
Well, I promised you that I was going to give you as much time as possible. And I want to say this for everyone to listen. One of the things that's very important to the Power Up Hour show is giving back in the sense of anyone that's a nonprofit and making good things happen in our community for the betterment of our health and the safety of our communities. We're all about that. We want to make sure that we give you your moment in time. If you have an effort or a nonprofit that is in that realm, I want to be able to hear from you so we can give you some spotlight time to support your event. And that's a commitment that we've made, and a commitment to why we have Marco with us here today. So Marco, welcome back. I see you've bought us gifts. You bought us presents. I love it. And the blue magazine. We got to talk a little bit about that and the structure of everything. Do I dare wear this?
You can wear it, absolutely.
Oh, I'm official.
You're part of the Blue family now.
Look at that, everybody. I'm part of the Blue family. I love it. All right. Am I looking all right here?
We got to extend this thing to the fullest.
We are so excited. I know I actually met you through someone else, and we've been talking about this event the whole time. But more importantly, I want to talk about some of the things that we can expand upon. As you mentioned, what our police officers are facing, and how, as a community, when faced a situation, how to react. We talked a little bit earlier about that. But let's first talk about the stake in the ground of the show, I should say, of the event that's going to be held here. That's always been out of Florida. It's the first time here.
Yes.
Right?
It is the first time here. The gala dinner is going to be next Friday, September 30th at the Signature Grand in Davie. We have a strong presence of the law enforcement community, and we invite any law enforcement supporters, any retired people. So if you're active law enforcement, retired law enforcement, or support of law enforcement, you got to come to this event.
Well, we've been actually talking so much about the event, and we've talked about, how much are the tickets, and how can they? We've talked about they can go to our website and actually look you up. We have everything on there that you need to want to post and buy the tickets. But just expand on it. If they want to go and buy tickets, where can they go?
Well, there's the website, which is www.blueunitynight.com, and you can go to the website and there's information there. We still have tables of 10 available, so if there's any company or sponsor or sponsors that would like to donate to the nonprofit, we greatly appreciate that and help support the cause of blue suicide, which is an epidemic today in law enforcement.
Yes. We talked a little bit about that, and you had shared with me that suicide tops being injured, or I should say losing their life on while they're working.
Well, in the past few years, officer suicide has been a leading cause. Naturally, with COVID, COVID has actually interfered with that, but it is always one of the top. Suicide is an epidemic in law enforcement, next to in the line duty that occur from, let's say, responding motor vehicle accidents while you're working, and shootings and things like that.
That to me, that's information that I think is very important to know, because we often hear about when they're injured, and we don't hear or their private lives. It is a very, very serious thing. It's almost like an actor also at the same time, because you're one person at home. We talked a little bit about this, but when you're out on the road, being who you are as a career choice, you're living another life.
Absolutely. I mean, firsthand I can say this, because I am retired law enforcement, and you have a tendency to protect your family. So, whatever you see at work sometimes, you are responding to the evil of the world every day. Negative after negative. People don't call the police when something good happens. Unfortunately, it's usually a tragedy, it's a domestic, it's a fight, it's always negative. So you're constantly, responding to this, and you never know what you're going to encounter, whether it's, deceased people or victims, of crime, children, and little by little these things kind of take their toll on you after a while. And
it's hard not to bring it home.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes certain things are so dramatic that, I did go home and speak to my ex-wife at the time, and I shared some things, but I also didn't want her to worry, so I protected her and didn't share that. So, it just creates an environment where we have ourselves as police officers. It almost creates a subculture where we share it among each other and talk about it. And unfortunately, sometimes that could happen at a bar, which can turn into a coping mechanism of substance abuse.
Oh, that's probably the next step after dealing with so much on the private side. Well, we did say the event itself, I want to say it once again, it's September 30th.
A week from tonight.
A week from tonight, and it's going to be at 7 till midnight, and it will be at the Signature Grand here in Fort Lauderdale, one of the great venues where great events are hosted. And it's going to be a night, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds going to be exciting. We're going to have some great dining experiences, and we're going to also have some great music.
Absolutely. There's a full cocktail hour, the first hour, and then there's the award ceremony. We're going to honor some heroes of law enforcement. We're actually flying some people in. We're flying in someone from Uvalde, Texas, an off-duty Border Patrol agent. We're flying in some people from L.A. We're honoring some people from Florida. In addition to that, we're going to honor some police departments for their mental health initiatives and how they've taken significant steps to protecting their officers.
So tell me, like, this event, though, has been taken, or I should say, has taken place in New York and in California, too. Is that right?
No, it's normally been done in the New York area.
Okay.
It's the first time that we decided to have it here in Florida.
Right.
We we felt that let's give it a try here and raise the awareness of blue suicide here, and so we took a gamble on it, and it's been hard. It hasn't been easy to develop new relationships, and unfortunately, when people don't know the organization, it makes it harder. People actually said we were crazy having it down here because it's much easier to just have it in the New York area. Everyone knows us, and we packed the place with 1,000 people. But, here it's been a challenge when people don't know you, don't know what you're about.
Well, it does take a little time, but once the word is out and the word with respect to what you are doing, it only can get bigger, bigger, and bigger. And, who doesn't want to come to Florida? Quite frankly, I think this is one of the best places to have that event. Regardless, people can, go ahead and go to the event, but they can make a weekend out of it. So it's something that I think it's a great selection of a choice, and we hope you do it again and again because you got our support right back there. But we did say, before we got up here, that we were going to actually go ahead and give away 2 tickets.
That's correct. It's a $300 value. Each ticket is $150. And, we're willing to do that for the show.
Love it.
And hopefully get to meet 2 listeners at the event.
Well, I'm sure that it'll be a lot more than that because we are working very hard to ensure that we are supporting you. We are getting great feedback. Sometimes there's so many events going on in our communities these days, so it's really important to get on their calendars as soon as possible. But right now, how many tickets do you have sold?
We have about 450 people that are attending the event.
Okay.
We left it open up until 700.
All right, so we got 300 tickets to go. I think that's going to happen.
That would be amazing if we can do that, but
last minute is how you're in South Florida. You do know that, right? So if you're on Latin time, we do things last minute. So I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a surge before time runs out. And again, this is September 30th, and they can go on and ensure that you get yourself a ticket or 2 or buy a table. You got to support these people. This is for a great cause. The office is going to be new down here. Is that right?
Yes. We do have a new location in Broward County in Pompano Beach, which is going to be like our Florida headquarters. And we're actually going to be having periodic events, to raise suicide, awareness, here in South Florida. So we're going to align with certain partners that we have and and open the conversation because we feel that that's how it starts.
Right.
But by having a conversation and, that officer that you open the conversation with can confide in you, and hopefully if one day he's feeling a certain way, he'll come back and definitely have the conversation with you.
Where's the office going to be held here in South Florida?
In Pompano Beach.
In Pompano Beach, right around the corner.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
And it will be serving all of South Florida.
Yes, pretty much, yeah. And all of Florida. I mean, we tend even to do things in northern Florida, depending on how it presents itself.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about this magazine. I know that this is a very big piece of what you guys do, and this is the actual magazine for the anniversary. This is great stuff. This is for 2021, right? And this is a magazine for 2022, and in here itself, this actually covers quite a bit of. Is this what officers would subscribe to, or they would go ahead?
Well, the Blue Magazine is the independent voice of law enforcement, so it's all retired and active law enforcement that write and contribute to it. Mm-hmm. We felt that it's important for our version to be told, and let it be unbiased and independent from any politics or anything like that. And unfortunately, that's something that always finds its way into everything.
Right.
Is
How
the
long
politics
has this
of
been in circulation?
Well, for 13 years. The founder,
wow.
Danny Del Valle, started the magazine. He had a vision, and that's our latest issue where we interviewed Polk County Sheriff.
We have a winner for the tickets.
All right.
We have a caller. Caller, you are welcome. Who do we have on the line?
Hi, my name is Dorinda Cardillo, and I watch your show quite a bit, whenever I can. And they're having this big Unity Blue celebration coming up, and I heard that you guys were giving away a couple of tickets, and I was wondering, what do I have to do to qualify for that? Because I'd love to go to that thing.
You just did.
As long as you can make it there and drive to Davie,
You just
won.
did. You won the tickets to go to the event. It was a first caller, and thank you, Dorinda, for doing that. I really, really appreciate that you've made the effort to call and that you're a listener. This is a great event, and we are super excited to actually meet and have you sit with us during the event and celebrate. We really appreciate that you've been listening.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the city of Sunrise.
Sunrise, okay.
All right. What's that?
Do you know the Signature Grand in Davie? The restaurant catering hall, Signature Grand in Davie, Florida?
Dorinda, are you familiar with the
I
Signature
do.
Grand? It's right around your corner.
Yes, I've been there. I've been there once before for a different political gathering not too long ago, maybe about a year or so ago. So I absolutely know where it is.
Oh, good. Look forward to seeing you
We
there.
so look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Tell her to hold on till we get the information.
Just hold on so we can get your information. And thanks for, you know what, if you can let the word out of anyone else that wants to come and join and be part of this evening, you got to go ahead and do that. We so appreciate your support. And so just hold on so we can get more information from you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you there.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Very nice.
That's awesome. So, I you know what? That's how it starts. It's from just integrating into the different networks. And Sunrise is an intricate city in our, well, I should say in the Broward County area. And it's right in their backyard, the Signature Grand. It's right there. I'm super excited about that. So, you know what, Marco? Let's talk a little bit about the things that we had mentioned on the phone. So we know that we talked about the event and how to subscribe and what the magazines are all about and the stories behind that. Is this gentleman going to be there?
No, unfortunately, Sheriff Judd cannot make it. We did interview him from Polk County, County Sheriff up here in Florida, and he's on our latest cover of the Blue magazine, but he cannot make it.
Okay.
But we are having some entertainment. We have DJ Labs out of Miami. He's gonna play a lot of the 80s and 90s. And,
Love it.
And then naturally we have a live performance from freestyle artist TKA. They're flying down from New York, and they're going to perform in front of our crowd at the end of the evening.
By the way, what's the attire? Of course, the female would ask that.
Well, it is a gala, so I would say suit and tie, dress. A gala evening, as if you were going to a wedding.
There you go. You ready, Jim? We got that?
Yeah.
You got that, Joe? You got an outfit for that?
I think I'll find one.
I got to see if mine fit.
So we got to come to work dressed up.
Yeah, actually, we'll be here. We'll be recording live, and then we'll be heading right over there as soon as possible. Be rest assured, we'll be making announcements.
See how long I could keep my tie on for.
Yes, exactly. You know what? You mentioned that there's going to be other people there. Who are some of the individuals that are flying in to be recognized this night?
Well, again, we have our guest speaker is Sheriff Clark, who is a sheriff from Milwaukee, and he's on TV quite often in terms of backing law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So, we don't really have any political affiliations. If you back the Blue and you support law enforcement, we're with you. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, a lot of these people that do, have a tendency to be one political view. I mean, that's not where we are. We try to take the politics out of it, mm-hmm. but unfortunately, it just seems that way. Where we love to diversify and have a lot of people that from whatever political party it is, mm-hmm. support the law enforcement, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Law enforcement and safety is needed.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's no room for that side, this side. It's right down the middle of priority.
So we try to stress that and keep that priority, and like the main focus of the dinner is Blue Unity. We're trying to unite law enforcement, first responders. Yeah. We're going to honor some. We're going to have a great time. We're going to bring awareness to mental health and how much of it is an epidemic in law enforcement, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a good dinner, and maybe like to see Joe bust a couple moves on the dance floor there.
You got DJ Laz up there. I'll definitely be doing it.
Let's talk a little bit about giving advice. The Power Up Hour really is, of course, recognizing what that evening is all about, what you're going to be doing here down in South Florida, and for that matter, you said Florida in general. But let's say, for example, and you were very good in sharing with me, when approached by an officer, for no matter what the situation is, both sides, what is the officer thinking, and how should the person being approached react, and what, just understand that. Paint that a little bit for me.
Well, normally when someone gets pulled over, right, naturally, as a driver, your heart starts to race, you get nervous, you have a tendency to do that. So the first thing that people do is they start reaching for their documents, right, in their glove box, and start moving around. So now, in the officer's mind, he's behind you and he sees movement. So now that starts to create a heightened awareness on his part, where now his blood pressure starts to go up because he doesn't know who you are.
Right.
And even though your license plate may come back okay, you could be driving someone else's car and be a felon. So you start to have this heightened awareness, and what happens is, now you start paying attention. So your approach might be a little bit different. You're not going to be that nice officer. You may be a little bit more authoritative, like, let me see your hands, because I don't know if you're reaching for a weapon.
Yeah.
Or reaching for a knife, or trying to conceal narcotics or whatever it may be. So the best thing to do is when you get pulled over, and I tell this to my own kids, I say, look, if you ever get pulled over, if it's nighttime, the best thing to do is to put on your interior light, roll down all your windows, and keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Great advice.
And that's all you have to do. And then when the officer comes and engages in conversation, at that point, you can tell the officer, may I grab my documents? And, I feel that gives you an opportunity to actually talk to the officer. And sometimes, most traffic violations are discretionary. So,
I try winking to get out of mine.
Well,
sometimes it works.
Most of the times I think that if you actually acknowledge what you did wrong and maybe realize it and there's some sort of an understanding to what you did, rather than being confrontational, there's a good chance you might just have a warning.
Okay.
Rather than not admitting and owning what you did, and rather saying no, it was yellow, and a yellow light doesn't mean to hit the gas and go through. It means to slow down, stop.
I missed that question on the test.
Yeah. I have to ask you something, Marco. I saw a couple of posts about this and stuff. When a police officer pulls over someone, they touch the car. They're touching the back of the car. What is the reason for that?
Sometimes you can
leave a fingerprint. Or?
No. It's well, if it's a felony stop or something like that, I mean, that could be something where they touch it. I mean, it's not really always a common practice to do that, but you can touch it to see if the car's running.
Makes
sometimes
sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Naturally, I always told the motorist, can you please shut your vehicle off? Because I've had people, as soon as I get to the car, they put it in drive and they take off. And I might have not had the best police car. I had an old car, and good luck on catching up with them.
Yeah. I was just curious.
I personally want to just go into the psyche right for a second from the police officer's point of view, and then the person sitting in the car, or that's opposite. I know that there's been instances where, like you just said, that the blood pressure starts to go up a little bit. I would imagine at that moment that, there's so much flashing through your mind, not only just keeping yourself safe, but now you got the family, you got so much behind you that, you want to make it home that night. And that, or, you might have just had an emotional whatever, and it could heighten your senses. So tell me a little bit about, how it is that from managing the conversation, let me rephrase that. From the police officer's point of view, what is it they're trained to help themselves go through to maintain things in check?
Well, I mean, as a police officer, you always have to keep your composure, and we're human too, and we experience everything that everyone else does at home with our children. We could be at work and thinking about our sick child, or whatever the case may be, and we bring this to work as well, and we try to block that out and focus and make ourselves available for others, because that's what we have to do as police officers, right? We have to put our own stuff on the side and be there for the public.
Right.
That's the obligation we have when you swear to the uniform and the badge, and that you're going to come to work and give 100%.
Well, listen, those are big words right there. You swear to the badge, And that's really, you're committing to protecting our communities. You're protecting,
Absolutely.
You're protecting everyone. You're a first responder. You're going in where I want to run out.
There's not too many professions that sometimes you may not know if you're going to come home at night, and you never know. And you know, people have a tendency to think that it's only in inner city areas, but you know, there's cartels operating, there's gangs operating, there's narcotics trafficking operating at every part of the state.
Well, you have an interesting career yourself. You yourself were a detective too, and you've been abroad, and you've been out of you worked in that arena for a while, didn't you?
Yes, I did over 10 years in narcotics, and I retired as a commanding officer of an investigative division as well. And I had a great experience. I had a great career. It is the best job in the world. I haven't found anything to replicate it, you know. But I also enjoyed giving back during my entire time in law enforcement. I always got involved with youth.
Right.
And I feel that relationship with youth is paramount. You know, kids, sometimes their parents at a young age are like, hey, if you're going to be bad, I'm going to call the police. So now the kids are afraid of the police.
Yeah.
And if they get lost, they see a cop at the mall, what are they going to do? They're going to run the other way. They're going to say, oh, my God, there's a cop. He's going to take me to jail. So sometimes as parents, we don't do the right thing in that aspect. Rather than cultivate the relationship with the police.
That's great.
We threaten our children because of their behavior.
Right.
If you're bad, I'm going to call the police.
My mom used to say, I used to say I'm going to call DCF. That was the other one going back old school. That's old school.
DIFUS.
That was the other one.
The truant officer.
So, I mean, although it's something innocent that parents do sometimes, you know, psychologically to the kid, now they're afraid. They're like, oh, my God, there's a police officer. He's going to take me to jail. Yeah. So if they're lost or they need a police officer, what's going to happen? They're going to run the other way.
Right.
And we don't want that. You know, we want parents to cultivate the relationship, you know, get involved in PAL activities where law enforcement officers are present. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good law enforcement officers that are involved with the Police Athletic League and you know, running and sports programs for the kids, and a lot of, you know, officers dedicate their time. There's the Explorers program that, you know, I was heavily involved with in New Jersey, and I always taught, and, you know, it's great to see that some of the Explorers ended up getting into law enforcement eventually. So it's all about having that impact with the youth. So that's something that sits very strong with me.
You said something that was interesting, you know, what parents can do to nurture our children to not be afraid. But there's other thing that I think that needs to be nurtured, and that's the respect. You have to have something and understand what a governing body is. It's to help us keep in check and in line. And I always found that is very important today in society. I think that we miss that word and that mark a lot. That, you know, what is respect? And where we grew up back in the day, we knew what respect was, and it was on a handshake, or you knew what was respect. And I think that's very important that we build that and instill it into our children. That we respect them at the same time, not to be afraid of them.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I grew up in a Sicilian household, and you know,
we'll forgive you, or he'll forgive you for that.
You know, my mother had the wooden spoon ready to go, you know, when she was making the sauce. You know, so if I misbehaved, but you know, we were taught respect, and you know, God forbid something happened where I did disrespect someone, whether it was a teacher or a police officer or something. You know, I would just get hit or you know, scolded just for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Out of not having respect.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I mean, I think that with youth, there is, you know, social media has been playing a big factor in that, you know, where...
Oh, my goodness, I didn't even think about that. The social media and more information coming at them at the speed of light. So tell me, has that been a good thing, or how? I mean, clearly, I can't say it's a good thing. Just give me what you think.
I think that all the technology is dual prong. It's good in one aspect, and then it can be bad in another. It's just like the internet, right? The internet's great. You know, in a flash of a minute, you can have an address, you have Google Maps, you know, but with that, the internet also created the black web, where criminal organizations are working and terrorist groups are, you know, recruiting and using that as a form of, you know, spreading their ideology. So with any technology that we have, it could always hurt or help. But with social media, I think that there's so many videos that are just being posted where people and youth, challenging officers and this, and it starts to be, I guess, socially accepted. Like, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
Like, why can't we do it? And I think in that aspect, my opinion is that it's actually hurt what we're talking about in terms of respect.
Right. So let's go back now once again to the event that's coming up on September 30th. And it's Moment of Silence, and it's called the Blue Unity Night. That's September 30th. You can still go ahead and get tickets to go and support this amazing event right now. We're at approximately, how many tickets? We're at 400, did you say?
Yeah, about
We're
450 right now.
450 right now, and we want to help them to get to as close to the 700 mark as possible. We just gave away a couple of tickets, and we want you to go on your social media. You can actually go ahead, look up this event on your social media, Moment of Silence, and also the actual event, Blue Unity Night, and share it. Go ahead and share it, and so that perhaps you can get support out there. You know what? If they can't go ahead and get a ticket, how else can they support?
Well, Moment of Silence is a nonprofit. So, if someone wanted to make a contribution to the nonprofit, we would gladly accept that and utilize that in terms of our mission and helping out with future endeavors. And naturally, being a nonprofit, it would be a tax deduction for you. So, or any future events that we have. We do plan and we do things. We have a big Christmas getaway. Not a getaway, I'm sorry, giveaway for the kids.
Oh, I thought I was hooked on the getaway for a minute.
Giveaway for kids. So, like last year, we gave out over 7,000 toys to the kids.
Whenever you're ready.
So that's and then how would they go ahead? Where should they go in case they want to support that event, or just to donate and go that route? Where do they go?
You can go to our website, which is the Moment of Silence Inc.org website, and I believe that you may have the link.
Yes, we do. We have the link right now. If you go to our website, which is www.powerupradio.com, you click on the Moment of Silence, which streams across your screen. You click on there, and it'll take you right to the website.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a place there where you could actually donate online, and we're grateful for supporting us and what we do. And without our sponsors, I have to say that this event probably wouldn't have been possible. So a lot of our partners and sponsors that really helped us because they believe in us.
Right. We're going to go to a commercial break because of course we have to recognize our sponsors too. And we're going to be right back. But thank you so much for sharing. I have a couple more questions, and we're going to bring the show to a close. I can't believe that it went that fast. All right. Tune in, everyone. Stay tuned.
RD Promo is the premier source of unique and captivating promotional products. Whether you need gifts for trade shows, corporate giveaways, holidays, or something in between, RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, They are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetywercs.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes do not exceed a value of $325. The prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
Hi, everyone. The first event that's coming here, and we're going to be super excited. We have Marco with us that's talking about the event, the director of the new facility that'll be in Pompano. And this facility is to actually support our Blue in managing and preventing suicide, their PTSD, and a number of other services to really help them fight through some of their depressions while they're out there in the field protecting us and what they go through, mentally and their wellness. So we are super excited to be a part of that. Thank you so much for bringing the event down here. Once again, we do have a lot we've been talking about, and we got our hats here. For those of you that are listening and can't see, we actually are now inducted as Blue members of the Moment of Silence, which is actually the name of the organization. Blue Unity Night is the name of the event. So if you're interested in wanting to support the Moment of Silence, Inc., you can go ahead and join the movement to stop law enforcement suicide, and you can go ahead and to donate. You can use Zelle, and there are a number of ways that you can do this. You can actually go to our website to find out how it is that you can support us. And you want to talk a little bit about that, Marco, with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So all our ticket sales, you can actually Zelle or Venmo us. So if you want one ticket, Zelle us $150, and then we'll add your name to the guest list, and you're good to go.
Power of digital.
Or if you even want to make a donation, you could do it through Zelle or Venmo, and we greatly appreciate that. And like I said, Moment of Silence is a nonprofit, so it's something that would help you out in terms of your taxes as well.
Well, that's great. We want you to be known the fact that we support our Blue. They're out there protecting us. And what a great event to want to be a part of. And hopefully it'll come back next year. You said it would be?
Yes. I mean, we usually have an event every year. I mean, we didn't because of COVID the past 2 years.
Oh.
But the 2 years prior to that, we did have one in New Jersey, and it was a great event. We called that Night to Unite. And the actual video is on when you go to www.blueunitynight.com. You'll see the video of the event that night, and it was a magnificent event.
We've actually been playing the footage as you've been speaking, and it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully you could do one in New York and one here. Two here.
Yeah?
It's a challenge, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. I'd rather come here than go up there.
Depends what time of the year it is.
I don't care. I'd rather be here.
Yeah.
No offense to New York, but I'm from New York, but I'd rather be down here in Florida in warm weather, regardless if we have hurricanes coming or not. So thank you so much once again. For those of you that are interested in wanting to support this major event that's coming up, Blue Unity Night, September 30th, and it will be at the Signature Brand, which is one of the best places here in Broward County to host large events like this. There's going to be great music. We're going to do some throwback and some freestyle stuff that's coming to really boogie away. And did I just say that? Did I just say boogie away?
Yes,
oh my
you
God!
did.
Someone should just take
That's
me and
before
knock me out
freestyle.
now.
You went a little bit before freestyle.
Yeah, you went to the 70s.
I went to. All right, knock it off already. I got my hat on. I'll take it easy here. So. We are super excited. Thank you so much for coming, and we are going to be there live and bold, and we'll be there after we shoot live next Friday night. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the work you did. Thank you for your dedication for the number of
We
years
should
that
bring a
you've
camera
worked.
crew Friday.
We're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
We're going to actually see what we can manage
Bring
to
a
make
camera
this
crew.
big and really make an entrance.
Be glad to participate and be a guest anytime that you want to cover something.
Well, thank you so much. You're welcome to come here anytime, any way that we can be of support to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all the listeners. And again, Moment of Silence, Inc. It's next Friday, September 30th, Signature Grand from 7 p.m. to 12 at night. Join the movement to stop law enforcement suicide. And we thank you in advance for all that support. We're looking for sponsors. We still have tickets available. Please join the movement. Thank you.
No, thank you. There you go. You heard it all one more time, everybody. And we will continue to promote this and brand this and talk this through the next couple of days. And it is this coming Friday. So hopefully you get your tickets beforehand or donate, support, send us messages. We want to know from you what you think and how you want. If you want to be involved, that they can go ahead and connect to see how it is that you can get involved with the Moment of Silence. And thank you so much, Marco, for being here again.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for the hats. I'm really liking this. Look, we match. We got blue. Oh my God, we'll have to take some pictures with this.
Hurry up, my hair's getting messed.
Oh goodness, everyone, you've been listening to the Power Up Hour, which is the second hour of the 2-hour Power Up Radio TV show. And you try doing this for 2 hours talking. It's a lot, but
You're doing a good job of it.
We love doing this. We love what we do. It's from the heart, and I can't say enough how I am happy to do this. If you love what you do, it does not feel like you're working ever. And this to me is a very natural place to use this platform, my voice, your voice, to go ahead and
Hello,
tell
Anthony.
stories. Hi, Anthony. Thanks so much for always being one of our best listeners and fans out there. We really appreciate you. So closing out, we are in the cone of concern. I want to make sure that our communities are ensured that they're
with the code.
with that cone of concern. But it's true. We want to be ready and prepared. Things can happen. And we got to make sure that you have taken your precautions. We wouldn't be doing the right thing if we didn't put the word out there. And I'm getting looks from everybody.
I worked all day today and stuff. Is this all over the news that this is happening?
Lindsay just texted me. The lines are around the corner at Costco for gas. I told you.
Really? Well, we haven't had any action like that in here in a while.
Oh my goodness.
Has it been on the news all day today? I don't
Yes,
know.
baby. It's been on the news all day.
They've been saying Sunday. Sunday's going to be the day where it's going to be a crucial day where it can go.
The direction.
And how much it's going to affect us, yeah.
Yeah, the direction by which it's going to eventually.
Everybody got to go to Denise's house. She don't lose power.
I don't lose power. You want to know why?
I don't either.
Nobody asked why. I don't lose power because my house is connected to the hospital grid. So
Same
if it
with
goes
us.
out, it goes out for a minute or two and comes back on.
We're right across the street from the Coral Springs Police Department and the hospital. My mom's.
You got Bellevue and the priest.
Yeah. Oh.
So in New York, everyone gets the bread and the milk when it snows, right?
Oh,
when there's a
that's
blizzard,
right.
everybody runs to get the bread and the milk, right?
Yeah.
There's the toilet paper and the gas.
They don't eat here. There's no bread and milk. Okay, it'll go bad. The milk will go bad. But there's lots of precautions that we have to take, and we haven't had a hurricane. I don't know. We had a quiet last year, and the year before that was
I
quiet.
think 17 was the last one we had, right?
I think 17, 18.
Was it seven? Wait, really?
17.
Irma
Yes.
was a big one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, there's not much you can do other than be prepared. That's the most important thing. And if you think you're gonna leave the area, sometimes it will follow you. We've had. Yes,
But
you're gonna
no,
leave.
if-
Leave today.
Sometimes when people leave, they want to go into right where it hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And then
I was
they
going to go to
chase-
I was going to go to Georgia last time. Yeah, it hit hard there. Yeah.
You look good in a hat, Joe.
Thank you.
You really do. I really like it. I'm sporting this one. I'm gonna keep this one. Makes your head smaller.
So that's why you wear a hat all the time. See what I have to go through here, Marco?
Well, you know what? We wanted to let you know that we have coming up, a couple other great events this year. We're going to be talking about what's coming up soon, but more importantly, once again, tonight was about the blue and supporting the blue. This event that's coming on September 30th, Blue Unity Night at the Signature Grand. You can go ahead onto www.powerupradiotv.com, so you can go ahead and get your tickets that way, or you can go ahead and go directly to the site.
Question?
We have a question.
What happened to the bingo thing?
Well,
She would never finish. She always starts.
I
and
got.
never finishes.
I had a bingo game for Generation Bingo that you were going to participate in, but I got so involved in hearing this great story and what's happening, and you know.
I didn't even get offered the candy. I mean, you know,
I was supposed to.
you had DJ Charlie,
I was supposed
and
to get
you know,
some tonight,
no, I'd
too.
rather have a cannoli though. No.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that
he wants
sounds
to
good.
Well, that's for the 6 Borough, which is the first part of the show. But if you want, we can actually open the box up just for you. And those of you that are listening, this is a retro candy box of the candies that were from the 70s and 80s. So you get to get one candy picked out. Everyone, this is the candy box. Because you are a guest, Marco, go at it. Because you can't look, just pick it out.
Oh, I can't look at it.
He's
Take
totally
it.
like, get a good one.
Oh.
He's been eyeing this thing for days.
Sugar babies.
Sugar
Oh, those are
babies, do you
good.
remember those?
How old is that kid?
Yeah. No, these companies are still in business.
I
and
think
they're
this is
still
before my time. I don't know if I remember this.
Stop it. Don't tell me that.
They sold those in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
No, it's not. This is from the 80s. This is the tops of the 80s.
I saw that at
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna look.
No, this you remember that from the theater. Don't
Not
you?
sugar babies.
The sugar babies are
Yeah, those are
caramel.
great. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Now you
Pure
want him to have
sugar.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
caramel.
They're caramel. They're
Milk.
caramel little beans covered with milk chocolate, and they
Alright.
stick to your teeth. Yes, you can still get those. You probably didn't remember them because maybe you didn't. I mean, they had them in New York because I bought them in New York. I know
Is
that.
it? I think five. Is it five
Where's
below?
the
It
Is
sells
it
them?
five below?
I think they have all that old candy there.
They might, yeah.
At Five Below?
I think
Isn't everything $5 or less there? I don't think they sell candy there.
Yeah, I think they do. My kids used to drag me there, and
Look, he's going in. He's like, no, that's for Halloween.
I looked at.
He's
I
been
went to-
wanting that
somebody
for a
told me
while.
They had it at Cracker Barrel, and I went to Cracker Barrel.
Phillips?
They had the old candy. They
Let me
had the
just
old
say to you,
candy.
you can order this from Amazon. There are stores in town. I won't name names because they got to pay me to say the name. But there are places that you can go to in Broward County, Dayton, wherever, where they sell these candies. They're retro candies, and they're still being made. So you can go ahead and go home and say, look, son, look what I have. Or you can go in the car and chew it and call me and say, I got my tooth fell out while you ate those. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. You never know who's going to show up on the show next week. So stay tuned. And so you can see who's going to be on September 30th. When hopefully I want to see you there. Come say hello to us. Hang out with us. September 30th, Signature Grand, Blue Unity Night. Be there or be square. Thank everyone. Have a great, safe
See you
weekend.
next week.
Buy your toilet paper and get gas.
You have been listening live to the one and only timeless Denise as she helps you bring in your weekend with a smile. If you wish to contact Denise and be on the show, call us at 866-224-5422 or email Denise at poweredupradiotv.show and tell us how your business shapes up the weekend. Again, call us at 866-224-5422 and make your mess our message. Now that you are powered up, go get your weekend on.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily